Central Alabama. You're watching the CBS42 Morning News.
Scandal continues to follow Governor Robert Bentley. We have the latest on the controversy and how it involves singer Celine Dion. And fears are spreading about the Zika virus, how you can protect your home and your family right now. Plus, a former NFL player gunned down is remembered in New Orleans, continuing coverage after the shooting death of Will Smith. That was a really sad story there. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us on this Saturday morning. It is the weekend. We can all just celebrate a little bit, enjoy that 48 hours, right? Joining us now to tell us about the weather is Michael Smith. He's going to give us a breakdown. Hopefully this weekend can be enjoyable outside.
Yeah, it can be. All right. A few showers this morning, the clouds. Let's take a live look outside. Breaks in the clouds. Sun's been up for about 15, 20 minutes or so. You're looking across the Magic City with me. Right now it's 57 at Birmingham Shuttlesworth International Airport by 9. Most places in the low to mid 60s at noon. Temperatures climbing into the upper 60s, maybe even the lower 70s. So the setup, high pressure right off the Carolina coastline, an area of low pressure kind of hanging out right along this stationary boundary. The bottom line is our surface winds coming in out of the east. That's a cool breeze for us this time of year. Yesterday morning was downright chilly. This morning not as cool, but again, the setup very similar. We've got these showers. I'm tracking them for you on our storm track radar. This is in motion over the last hour right along the Interstate 65 corridor between Clanton and Montgomery. This is lifting off to the northwest at around 10 to 15 miles an hour. So Tuscaloosa, the Mercedes plant, you're going to pick up a few of these showers as you get into the later half of the morning, maybe into the afternoon, but decreasing clouds for the second half of the day. So starting out in the 50s, transitioning into the upper 60s, lower 70s for the afternoon hours. High temperatures today, topping out in the lower 70s. Yesterday, we made it into the upper 60s at best, so this is a nice rebound compared to yesterday. More on the forecast coming up in a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Michael. Continuing coverage as Governor Robert Bentley faces yet another controversy. This time, money used at a Republican governors conference in Las Vegas is at the center of it all. Bentley says others are portraying the November 2015 trip inaccurately. Bentley brought staff members, security, and his former top aide, Rebecca Mason, with him. His office says the Republican Governors Association reimbursed his campaign account, which then reimbursed the state for using a state airplane. Critics say the trip raises concerns related to campaign finance laws.
You know, that's not something that I want to see. It's not something that I think is good for Alabama. But at the same time, you know, we've got to move with the job we have at hand, and there's people that'll focus on that. And when they do their investigation, then they can tell us if there's anything that we need to deal with.
Tickets were also bought for a Celine Dion concert, but Bentley says he paid for those himself. The conference brought GOP governors together to discuss serious issues. Meanwhile, another controversial governor is making waves. Former Alabama Governor Don Siegelman is serving time in a Louisiana prison for federal corruption charges. Now there's a grassroots movement to get him out of prison. It starts with a letter signed by 112 former attorney generals who are asking President Obama to issue a pardon for Don Siegelman. This letter was hand-delivered to the White House Wednesday. The Free Don movement is now asking supporters to call the White House.
Your comment is important to the president. Please call back between the hours of 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. Eastern Time, Monday through Friday. Our direct telephone number is 202-456-1111.
On Tuesday, we reported how Don Siegelman is selling his prison T-shirt on eBay. It's his latest fundraising effort for a documentary telling his story. That's called Atticus versus the Architect, and it's being voiced by actor Martin Sheen. Well, the letter raises questions about the actions of now disgraced federal judge Mark Fuller in the Siegelman case. You can read the full report, the full letter, on our website, WIAT.com. New this morning, Pope Francis is on the Greek island of Lesbos for a visit aimed at highlighting the plight of migrants and refugees trying to reach Europe. The Pope will visit a detention camp on the island to show support for refugees. The camp holds more than 3,000 people, some of whom may face deportation to Turkey. Also new this morning, a Maryland firefighter is dead and another is fighting for his life. The firefighters were shot while responding to a medical welfare call Friday night. The firefighters approached the door when the suspect opened it and started firing shots. He struck the two officers and a neighbor. Grant Walker of the Firefighters Union says it's a tragedy to lose a 13-year veteran of the fire department.
Every single person that has reached out to our local, as well as our brothers and sisters from surrounding jurisdictions and the other firefighters from this department in this very difficult time, it's a tragedy.
Really sad. No word yet on the conditions of the other firefighter or the neighbor. Police say a suspect is in custody. This week, the CDC confirmed that the Zika virus does cause microcephaly and other birth defects. This is big news because it means for the first time a mosquito is found to cause congenital birth defects. And now President Obama is expected to sign new legislation to help prevent the spread of the Zika virus. And in Alabama, some cities and counties started spraying for mosquitoes early and even giving out free products to help keep the mosquitoes at bay. But if you don't live in one of those cities or counties, you may be wondering what you can do to keep the mosquitoes away. CBS 42 News reporter Cameron Edgeworth joins us in the studio with that answer. Cameron, what can people do?
Well, Alex,